we're on to the next best of 5. This is going to be Division 4, if I'm correct, and I hope I am. We are going to see King against RRLUCKY.
Yeah.
They both are... Oh, it's... Yeah, okay. RRLUCKY was one of the favorites to make it this far, and voila, now here he is. King was seed 10 before the season, so he's kind of, yeah, the underdog story for this final, King K. But let's see what's going to turn out. I mean, they have been doing all the picks and bans I see already while I was talking to Floor. That's actually pretty cool. So, okay, we have Awoken and Whale as our bans. Deep, Exile, Molten, and CK will be the first 4 maps, and the closer on Ruins will be if there is a map 5 to be. But not only we have the picks and bans, if I'm not mistaken, we have another guest.
Yeah, we surely do.
Hello, Xanaku, welcome.
Hello, boys. Glad to be joining you. Sorry I kind of here slightly late, but, you know, better late than never, as they say. So, keen to see what these games are like. Should be good. How you guys going?
Yeah, awesome. We're enjoying the show and the love of the community. So, yeah, not only do we murder each other on the arena, there's also love around the arena. Heart. But yeah, I think they're ready to jump in. Let's see which map we're gonna load. It's gonna be Deep Embrace. How are you doing? Are you fresh and dandy to get into Deep Embrace?
I'm as fresh as I can be on a Sunday morning, but no, I'm pretty good to go. Actually, do you have the? Could you send me the grinder actually?
There is no
Okay, so-
grinder for this division. They will be playing Doom mirror matchup though.
Okay.
It works like this. They ban 2 maps, and then it's just deciding the order of the maps. Then one player gets to ban 1 champion for the entire series. And if one player selects a champion to play, he can't play it again in the series. But mirror matches are allowed. And this is why we are seeing a Doom mirror matchup right now.
Okay. It actually does make it for more interesting games. I think I did actually catch Hamo with the reasoning, like, you know, why they wanted to do it like this. Because, yeah, otherwise, I don't know, when people... I mean, Doom is the strongest character on this map, so it's like you may as well just give it to both players. Otherwise, you end up with someone struggling, I guess, a lot harder maybe than they need to. But these boys look like they're ready to go, so I'm kind of keen to get into it.
Yeah, I'll
Same here.
give this one to you, boys. I still have to fix Senaku's name, I see. So I will do that in the meanwhile.
Okay.
Have fun.
So I'm not very well aware of those 2 players. I think I've seen 1 or 2 matches of each of them.
Mhm.
So I'm very, very curious to see how these will play out their first game against each other. Do you know them a bit better, Xanaku?
Unfortunately, these guys must be new to the Australian scene, at least as far as I know. Because when I was there, I don't remember these guys so much, but I've seen RRLUCKY. I don't know, I've seen his name floating around, but King, no, this is probably the first time I've seen him, so yeah.
Okay, so what I know from the awards that have been granted to them, that King K is the most aggressive player, and RRLUCKY, despite being seed 1, is the most improved player. But let's start on King K for today, and something is not going very well. I'm not sure.
Either his
Yeah.
his aimbot has just failed to load and he's just gone crazy.
Okay.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
This is the first time I'm witnessing this.
I've not seen this before.
Thanks
but
for
okay.
testing the game, guys. It's still early access, so...
Yep, exactly. That was a really interesting, huh. How does that happen?
No clue. I mean, it doesn't seem like it only was a spectator bot, right? Because otherwise, King K wouldn't have asked for a restart.
Yeah.
Very odd. Okay. But that gives us some more time to talk about how a mirror matchup on Deep Embrace could actually work out. I mean, we all know mirror matchups from the ranked dual queue, so everyone has its different takes, but I think a Doom mirror matchup kind of favors like fights where you use which are set up to use rail or lightning gun, and the rockets are more of a like tool to control choke points rather than to use them actively in a fight. But that's just how in the area I play it turns out mostly. So
No, I think actually you're exactly right. I mean, in a situation where both champions are hard to hit with rockets, like it's just you can't really get much done. I think maybe the only difference here is when you have mirror matchups, you'll end up finding that when both players have the same utility, you know, obviously it means that the player that's in control has like it's like the same, you know, more has more stack and the same thing that you can do. So it becomes like even harder to kind of create an advantage. So probably we'll find like the player that gets control first should technically have quite a lot of momentum coming into the rest of the map, but you know, I guess we'll see. You know, if he can combo like some good rails or a good LG, then yeah, it can be also a way to come back.
yeah, okay, let's see how it turns out as King K is cycling his way through the tribal area towards the lower light and the railgun. While, yeah, Lucky seems to be very happy at standing at the heavy platform for now, not really wanting to risk getting hit by rail, but there we go. The rail's actually hitting first for Lucky here, and getting the upper light as well means that he is definitely in control. Nice position now, using the high ground to his advantage, and oh, this could have knocked him out there. Fortunately, it did not. But the follow-up rail... Oh, he did not pick up the Mega. I just didn't see it at first, but... Beautiful rails from King there.
I think that was a mistake by Lucky. I mean, he definitely had the opportunity to get the Mega. He just didn't end up going for it. And yeah, 2 rails by King. Very strong starts by him there. And he's going to have... Well, the stacks are quite even now. And Lucky does have his rail that he needs. So it should be quite even, but Lucky just going to take mid control. And King going to head to the heavy as well. So yeah, pretty even now coming into this next little bit.
I think in King's situation, he was pretty happy with getting away with the heavy undamaged. Because Lucky could have tried to look for a rail maybe. Anyway, he tried to play it safe. They find themselves in the middle area again. And what looked at first like a rocket fight pretty much spirals down for King as he gets hit by a lot of lightning gun. But he fires back with 2 beautiful rails. And now it's really a coin flip who's going to come out of this. But King, yeah, tries his best to get out of there alive. Here's the pickup, has the timing, gets the heavy, the Mega himself. Oh, and gets an unreturned rail. This is actually huge, leaving Lucky with very little HP to work with, despite having some armor.
You know, just looking from the statistics so far, I was going to say King now, only 2 minutes into the game, starting to just only use the LG. And I'm not sure if that's more of a stylistic choice, like maybe he just prefers to use a lot of rockets and rail, but yeah, only until now he started to actually actively use the LG a bit more, which I think Lucky was kind of taking advantage of there. He was getting a lot of damage with the LG, just catching him out of position. But hang on a second.
Oh, huge rockets! Oh, both actually hitting their rockets there.
Yeah, and Lucky coming out on top. Again, but another battle in mid. Very awkward.
Lost.
And King, nice rail to finish off.
It seems like King really favors the railgun so far. I mean, he's been hitting with it as well, getting his 2 frags with it. It seems like his go-to gun. And I think for the matchup itself, it's actually quite nice because a double jumping Doom can be a rather easy target for a railgun, and as well as the lightning gun, of course. But I think you can also I mean, you can use the double jump to create angles, but it also makes you easier to hit. So the railgun should be the weapon to go, but RRLUCKY proves us that Dooms can be hurt by Rocket as well. And yeah, Rocket jumps into King's back and smashes him, ties the game up, has the Unholy Trinity in his pocket, and has position on the heavy. Nice rail, denying King the double jump onto the platform there. But King, this time with a good weapon choice of Lightning Gun, can fend RRLUCKY off for now. Good rockets don't really do much damage, but at least Lucky needs to be careful going through the choke point. On the +4 with shotgun there needs to be the frag. He misses the shot. Almost dies to the rocket, but gets bounced on the mega health, fortunately for him.
You know, I'll quickly go back to what Lucky did in that fighter in mid when he rocket jumped to onto King. I think that's actually a really good indicator of, you know, he's not, when he has the stack and he has the advantage, he just pushes with it. That's something that sometimes players don't do, but I definitely need to take advantage of. And again, Lucky cleaning up another kill onto King, and yeah, obviously he's showing that when he has the stack, he's not gonna back down. He's actually pushing him with it, and exactly what he needs to do.
Oh, I really like that play from King, going after Lucky because he knew he was going to pick up the item, landing a rail in his back and actually keeping the stack similar. So King now, with the high ground, has a good chance to picking up the item and does so. Lucky is not really sure where to go, and his hesitation cost him the item. Picks up a light, lands a beautiful rail. Even though it was a trade... Oh, what a direct. Okay, I was gonna say, even though it was a trade, it was not too bad for Lucky, but apparently it was, because King K smashed him with that rocket.
I love moments like that. He just like absolutely, how do I say, all in with kind of that move that he did, but he hit a perfect rocket and just instantly killed him, so super nice by King. And a nice little, again, combo over the heavy. And this is the start of the problem where I think we're going to start seeing. I mean, King has a pretty good stack lead here, and he has all the weapons. RRLUCKY looks like he's going to die again off spawn. Tries to use the ability, but absolutely gets no value there, unfortunately.
Yeah, if he could have gotten that second punch out a bit quicker, we might have seen a berserk kill for today, but... Ooh. I like the use of machine gun there as well. King has to vacate the area. I think if he kept fighting there, he would have definitely died. Huge rail from Lucky. And I like that he just like clips the corner and spams rocket instead of hanging around for too long, because he's railable himself and King lands the as well. 4 frag lead. And yeah, just as you said beforehand, the first player who really to get control is very, very much yeah, more likely to get away with it. Beautiful lightning gun from Lucky. And it seems like Lucky is... Oh no, that's so unfortunate. I was just gonna say, is the player of the two to utilize the lightning gun more and gets rewarded, but he didn't get rewarded for it, because he died.
No. I mean, so far, what I've noticed, like, King is really doing it really well with the combos. You know, his rocket to rail, and these finishes are just being too much for Lucky. And even though, you know, Lucky's making a good use of LG, it's just not enough. But just as I say that, of course, he gets a kill with it. Yeah, I think that just King is hitting all the rails that he needs to, and it's kind of just putting, you know, Lucky too low. But again, here we go. Lucky pushing him with LG, getting him pretty low. And again, it's actually like another kill for him. So, okay, Lucky actually pulling through with the goods. This is exactly what he needs to do.
And I think the weapon choice there was very nice from him as well. I mean, chasing behind a double jumping Doom, using the lightning gun or the railgun is actually a lot easier than relying on rockets. And there we go, he's finally finding the rails as well. So it's not just a one-way ticket for King K. This could have been a huge shot to hit, but no, he can't hit it, and King K with another combo kill.
Again, King just like his rocket to rail combos are just really shutting Lucky down, I think, right now. But hang on a second, Lucky pushing him with his own rockets. Hits another almost two directs there. Super low. I don't think he's gonna get away with this. King should die.
Use the MG. Oh, now he's kind of healthy again, and Lucky needs to retreat. That should have been a kill.
And sometimes those frags are the worst, because look how much King is just getting all the items, and Lucky, but hang on, actually Lucky pushing it again with LG and cleans up, but
good
yeah,
spawn ports. Oh, almost he jumped out. That was so close. That could have been a ring out frag. Self-conducted by King. Unlucky now needs to be quick. If he's not getting the Mega, King has full control, but fortunately he got it.
I mean, a minute and a half left. Lucky's gonna have to start thinking about how he can just, run into King here. He's gonna have to start taking way more risks and just kind of just push in and just act like what he's doing now. But doesn't get anything, unfortunately, from it. This is where it gets a little bit tough because King knows, he's got a minute to play with. He can just basically kind of keep running, but hitting rails like that, that's gonna make it really hard for Lucky now. Look at the stack difference. And basically, yeah, I think it should be another frag for King here in just a second.
Yeah, and I think especially if King keeps hitting those rails, he doesn't really need to force any more fights because Lucky will never be able to do that himself, and then the games will just not change its score. Beautiful rockets there. Yeah, and I think now we are approaching undoable territory for Lucky, and he even gets pushed out of the map with that rail. Yeah, I think that's GG.
I mean, if we look at the items, just going back to what I said about, player in the lead going to have much easier time with control. King 12 heavies, 7 megas, and Lucky only with 5 heavies, 8 megas. And I don't know, just having that much stack, you have to be doing so much more damage than your opponent when they're the one getting the items, and sometimes it can just be too much. I mean, as you can see, King can just keep pushing in like he is, and Lucky has to work so hard to get these frags back.
Yeah, indeed. And even though Lucky just now evens out the railgun damage, for the most game, it was actually King just running away with hitting rail after rocket after rail. And yeah, that was seemingly just too much in combination with losing all the items for RRLUCKY to still get the win out of this map. So King K is 1-0 up.
All right. Well, that was I mean, for a mirror match, I actually quite like that. I think it didn't play out too. Sometimes we just see like I don't know, it being too one-sided or something like this. But no, it was quite even, and we did see like players use their own strengths there. King with a lot of rails, and I don't know. Somehow, even though Lucky didn't win that map, I still really liked how he was kind of playing around the positions and kind of using the weapons a bit different. I'm curious if there's going to be a corrupted keep in this best of 5. I'm really curious to see how it would go, because King was really relying a lot on rail combos or just like rocket to rail combos. So, and Lucky, yeah, was just like exclusively using a lot of LG to kind of catch King out there. So we'll have to see if that happens. But it looks like the second map will be Exile. So we'll see what they pick.
Yeah, as for Exile, I think it's a bit harder to use rocket to rail as a combination, but the rail still is going to play a vital role because there are a lot of long-range angles. Like, for example, the shotgun teleporter, you can almost directly see the HMG teleporter exit and stuff like this. And given that both really started to hit the rail in this first map already, I think the railgun will be a very, very important weapon for those two. But I am going to watch this one from the sideline, and Robkov and Zanar could take this one away for you, Chad.
Thank you.
Awesome.
They are ready to jump in. Yeah, it's nice to see Exile. So Deep Embrace followed by Exile, 2 newer maps. And like they both have a great champion pick. Death Knight with the burst damage, Galena with the totem heal.
Something that see, it's going to be interesting in this matchup because Lucky wants to kind of draw out the fights, of course, with the totems and really take advantage, potentially get that triple stack. But Death Knight, especially on this map, something I've been noticing lately is just the pushback of the fireballs. Firstly, does not only do so much damage, but it just pushes them in such awkward positions. And usually that just makes it, every time he uses it, it's almost like a free kill, like in a lot of situations. So I'm curious if it's going to work out this way. Sometimes it can really flop, it can really mess it up. But if King executes really well, it's going to be hard for Lucky, I think. Especially because he was playing such a really good rail game, King was. but we'll start off on Lucky's POV. He's going to get the Mega and get the LG here. King going to get his trusty rail and make his way through the middle of the map here. So fairly balanced starts. Both players taking it kind of slow. And but hang on. Nice little start again for Lucky there. I mean, King tried to do something with the flame strike, but again, it's just like it needs to be a little bit more tactical with it. Tries to push him with the shotgun, but again, not going to work out. And really strong start for Lucky now.
Yeah, also the totem was still laying around there. So through the portal he got greeted by 40 health. What? Wow, he almost turns this around. Lucky gets it in the end and has a totem in the back pocket. I think that's such a huge, huge tool on a small map like this. But he actually kills himself. While still doing enough to Lucky before he died. So he gets his frag back.
And so far, it's kind of what I thought, I guess, seeing it straight away, that King, we're not seeing how many rails. He's fired, so far he's fired 0 rails, actually, so far, and hasn't really taken much advantage yet of his ability, but again, another fight over the Mega, tries to use the Flame Strike, but Lucky just pushing him with his own rockets and cleans up the frag, but he doesn't have a super high, crazy amount of stack, and King just pushing back in with a shotgun. Lucky super low right now, and again cleans up. First frag for King now.
Yeah, well, items far away though, so he needs to fight for those poverty items. Oh, gets hit by a rail, but his return is there with 3 beautiful rockets. Yeah, Lucky could do nothing else but take the damage because he was flying through the air. And yeah, actually both items are up. King is choosing to go for the heavy. Here, he might even take this one. Will be greeted by rockets, but nothing connects from above.
And like by King here, just kind of checking if Lucky's been placing totems in the bat cave, as people like to say. And again, King is just kind of like, when he finds Lucky, he's just jumping onto it. I like that kind of that strategy, but as you can see, sometimes it doesn't always pay off. Okay, Lucky now with his own rail tries to push him away and actually manages to kill him before he picks up the Mega. That's going to be really bad for King now.
Yeah, that rocket was an awesome placement. On the double back, finally the totem removes the damage over time, but oh, look at this, the LG versus the rail, and the rails are missing.
Yeah. And now we're starting to see you know, King kind of rely on that rail, and if you don't hit the rails, especially on a map that's very close range, well, our Lucky just pushes right in there with LG, just cleans it up.
What the portal play.
But not healthy enough to defend this heavy, and King just cleans up another frag now. So 3-6. I'd like to see King get his you know, kind of focus more on that rail. He's at 0 for 3 right now, but I think he needs to get, you know, one of his star weapons.
A bit questionable weapon choice. The LG would have been more consistent, but yeah, walking through the portal and releasing a full shotgun blast still seals the deal. Yeah, he's waiting on a heavy that isn't there yet for 20 seconds. But yeah, on the other hand, Lucky does not have really the tools to do damage from above.
Yeah, and I mean, King kind of just trying to defend with 100 HP here. This might not be enough, but yeah, Lucky just kind of cleaning up with the LG there. King needs to, I think, maybe focus more on the items a bit more, because at the moment he's kind of just every time he sees Lucky, he just sees red. He just pushes right in, and you know that strategy can work. It looks like it's almost going to work here again. But yeah, if he just focuses on the items a bit more, you know, he'll have the stack. But hang on, Lucky might actually be able to defend this. No. King cleans up with rockets. Yeah, he needs to get more, just having more stack and then pushing in. I think he will get a much easier time if he does that.
Ooh, yeah, the totem will be a great lifeline. Ooh, King is chasing Lucky through the portal, and there is a Mega Help waiting for either players to pick up. Ooh, he does not get the punishment, and ooh, is he gonna go mental again with only 67 health?
I mean, King's been playing aggressive all game, but oh, nice by Lucky to get that drop rocket. And this is starting to look tough for King now. I'm gonna switch to Lucky's POV, and he's only got one totem just at the LG here, and gonna catch King out again at the LG pad.
Nice. Yeah, I do think like King was changing his tactic. Like he was a little bit low and he just didn't want to fight. But yeah, he probably plays in such aggressive mode every time that he doesn't really know how to concede. So yeah, RRLUCKY just added another frag to his tally.
Might even be a case that
I was going to kill you
King might not be super familiar with this map potentially as well, because it felt like in Deep Embrace he had a bit more of a flow, whereas now on this map it just felt like that every time he's seen Lucky, he's gone straight for it. Whereas on Deep Embrace it felt like he had a bit more of a strategy of what he wanted to do. So it could be potentially something there, but hang on a second. Oh, now Lucky missing his rails, but King with the whiffs on the shotgun, not going to clean it up. And 12 to 5. I think this is almost impossible for King here. He need to get a really good string of kills if he wants to try to win this game still.
Yeah,
and again pushing with.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just keeps pushing in. Lucky now with the defensive rockets, and King just kind of needs to keep going, and he is now. Actually managed to clean it up. Nice work.
Yeah, I think if he just... Because we see that he isn't really working on getting a favorable rotation, but if he's lucky to just enter a rotation, then he can get back at this one, but no, RRLUCKY, yeah, just denied it again.
Yeah.
Like, the aggressiveness works, right? If you just can enter the rotation, but yeah, right now he's just using a lot of stack and not getting anything out of it.
I mean, so the thing is, like, it's really interesting that for a lot of players, sometimes being aggressive and keep, you know, the keep pushing strategy does work, but it only works if you do like continuous damage. Like if they're very low to the point where you could just, you know, you only have to do like 50 or maybe 100 damage and they'll die. It's really good, strong, but when they have enough stack, you know, you can see that there's just not enough space for King to, you know, do damage and get the kill. It's usually the case that Lucky has plenty of stack, it survives and keeps running the items. You know, this game, yeah, again, King just did not get very many items, and I think that's really the story, I think, for this map. And actually, on another note, King, you know, he had a really good percentage on the last map, and he actually hit no rails this game, and I think that's, whereas Lucky on 69%.
Nice.
Nice.
Run. May the power heal you.
Yeah, King gonna call GG. And we'll head over to map 3. So 1-1 in this best of 5. That's already very exciting. It's not going to be a straight 3-0 or anything like that coming into this. All right. Well, I'm glad that we saw what we did so far. I mean, with the fact that, like I said, King really nice execution on the first map, but we saw the potential there for Lucky to do what he did, and he pulled through on map 2. And I'm curious now if King's gonna have. I really think it really felt that he just didn't have as much of a plan as he did on map 1. So it could be the case for that. And I guess we'll be able to see it coming through in these next maps.
Yeah, it felt like Lucky really had a much better idea of what to do and when to do it on this map, other than King was just charging forward all the time with his galloping Death Knight.
Yeah, I do think it's interesting. Like, this was this were 2 small maps with yeah, very mechanic heavy. I'm looking forward to Molten Falls, where the dual skills will get the upper hand.
Yeah, this is the
Although we have a slash,
first big map, is it?
you can still get into the face of your champion, of your opponent, pretty quick.
Yeah, seems like that's King's thing, just to get on forward, looking forward maybe as well, to get a positive paraphrase out of that he's gonna win the next map again. I mean, AQL was kind of brutal for him, and yeah, let's see how good he's able to bounce back from that beatdown that Lucky was able to show us there.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see about that.
All right, boys. I'll step out for this map. Enjoy map 3.
Thank you.
Have fun.
Thanks a lot. Okay, Rob, so we have seen 2 maps between the guys now, and this one is actually the first really big map. I mean, AQL is not very, very big. Deep Embrace, for sure not. Yeah, now we'll see if the Pakistani player on the Slash can actually defeat Lucky or not. I mean,
Prepare to fight.
we really need to see a better control play on the Slash if he wants to have a chance, because it's a light champ. It's gonna be very, very, very tough, and he gets the spawn he needs. He does not maximize the armor he can get out of this spawn, but he gets the heavy nonetheless, and this is kind of nice. Both items kind of are in sync as well, because Lucky delayed his a tiny bit, but not really enough to set up for a full rotation on the next. Ooh, nice opening rail, and now this is a clutch moment for King, because he can actually afford to push in, especially after landing this one. He will go through the teleport and hope to intercept Lucky's route, but Lucky's not going that far. Well positioned by Lucky there not to be, caught by King. Oh, and King is missing all the rails. Now he needs to use his speed to get back to the heavy, unless... Yeah, Lucky turns around, but fortunately he gets it. So no full control for the visor just yet.
Yeah, and Lucky had an opening with getting the angle, but didn't hit the mark. Now they trade rails. Megal's up next, and RRLUCKY having the higher ground. Falls down, takes it cleanly, but it's not over yet. Ooh. King could have slide in and do some damage on that jump pad play. Oh, he has a great trap! Wow! Does eat a lot of rocket damage, but the heavy is there, and he has the speed to get away from this fight, right?
And he needs to get away from this fight because Lucky is charging onward, dealing significant damage with a machine gun there. Fortunately, gets not hit by that rail. And yeah, King K is this time not playing as aggressive as he was on AQL and on Deep Embrace. He's really aware of his position, trying to use it as an advantage, but just as I say it, he decides to go in forward and falls victim to the shotgun of RRLUCKY. Gets the right spawn, though, and keeps somewhat the state of shared control alive for him. I think this is a lifeline. Oh, nice position, but... Yeah, Lucky can't land the rockets at first. But King is landing the rails. Lucky still railable despite getting 50 HP. But King is LGable as well, and Lucky does not really take any damage and gets the lead for the first time of Molten Falls after 2.5 minutes. King, though, again gets the heavy, and if this is his lifeline, he's done a good job so far at keeping it.
Yeah, because now he removes all the armor Lucky was working with. Oh, he just retreats, as I heard the light spawn behind him. And yeah, there is no light here. The Mega Health does get picked up, though, and there's not really a good string of lightning on Lucky from King. He tried it with the nails, but nothing major hitting. And look at this. Lucky is back in action. Yeah, uses the vision
good
and
recovery.
true, and he now knows where King is. Let's see if he can intercept the Mega Health pickup.
I think what could be an interesting topic as this map.
Oh no,
evolves a bit
the
more is
same
how
trap.
well but this time it backfires. 181 damage
Oh, but
being dealt
wow.
from King, and King gets the heavy and has the stack. Not after that rocket though. If a death was actually not too bad, I think it's this one. I mean, he can afford to just push in. And
Yeah.
he does though. Forces Lucky away from the item and lands the rail. Picks up the Mega just after the kill. And I like that the fact that he didn't pick it right away and went for the rail angle first, so he increases the value of the Mega a little bit. In case he would have gotten hit, of course.
Yeah, look at the Doomsday stack Slash is working with. Still has the ability, so much speed. Yeah, I think she can just bully herself in any situation right now with the speed. She might eat one rocket, but yeah, you'll survive it. Oh, but the rail is there.
Oh, nice lightning gun. The shotgun should be enough. It does only 12 damage so far. King is not getting the frag. Lucky is getting away with the heavy steal just under King's nose. This is something that not should have happened. King really needs that item to maintain the cycle of control. Now the stacks are basically even, as the scores are. But Lucky, the only lifeline that King has is that Lucky probably does not have the weapon arsenal yet to fight for this Mega. He does not show up. King can't collect the item just as it spawns light armor. He's sliding away from it, but he sets up at the heavy. Oh, he has information.
Wow.
Nice rocket. And now he locks up that choke point. There's no way Lucky's getting that item. King is back in control.
Yeah, again, his speed just pays out in major items. Like RRLUCKY does try to hang around the items, but yeah, because King also got the previous major rotation, Lucky has to do so much, and he doesn't get any entry damage that he needs to get back in this rotation.
Yeah, King is just trying to fight Lucky, who's doing a very good job at staying put at this time. Oh, and this, yeah, like hiding and knowing where his opponent is, because King was making so much noise trying to fight Lucky, actually gave him the item. King delayed the heavy so much that it was basically kind of in sync, and that led to Lucky being able to capitalize of it. Rails being missed, rockets can't find their mark as well. The vision is being popped, and we see Lucky immediately aggress on it, pushing forward.
Yeah, he's falling down and releasing
pushing
rockets.
King away from the heavy. This should be a frag. Yeah, and the weapon choice is sublimely as nice as well. He chooses lightning gun to make sure that on this range he will get the frag on King. And despite King getting the heavy, he's still trailing.
Yeah, I do think, yeah, both items spawn at the same time. I would favor the heavy, especially playing against the Slash. Because now she has so much armor to work with, but oh, not anymore! Wow, 2 rockets and the rail combination. Great cleanup.
And we are sitting on that 1,000 rocket damage for RRLUCKY right now. So I just hope he's never using that weapon in this map again. Yeah, it's a perfect number. Just don't do it. No, but in all honesty, Lucky's doing a very, very good job with the rockets. Pushing forward as well as setting traps or using them as a defense tool, and there we saw the pushing forward thing. Open up with a rail, landing the rocket. Oh, and
What?
King is aggressing again, and King is getting away with Sublime Rockets himself right now.
Oh,
I have not seen this coming. After the first rocket from Lucky, I thought that King's seal was Fate. No, Fate was sealed. The other way around, Linus, because
Oh,
he had like 5 HP, and he get both items.
True, like
Why?
the 2 minutes to play, and yeah, he has to stack to get into the next track. And then he still has the speed to follow it up, but it needs to be a clean one because he's playing a light. It's rather clean. I hope there's a light somewhere on the map. You will lose out on the mega health though. Yeah, well, Lucky needs to collect the weapons he needs for any fight. So he will not appear on this heavy. Oh, yeah, there are sound hints. Let's go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and 2 rails, that is an opening if you ever need one. And King just manages to ties it on, on the back of those 2 rails. Really coming in clutch right there. He has a light to pick up as well, and if he now makes it over to the railgun, he could possibly deny the other light as well. He decides to go shotgun though, to have a good position, gets hit by rail himself, and now Lucky could push in. The rocket will, mess up his aim.
Oh, the LG is
but the lightning gun is huge.
Whoa.
King clutches it out with the rail. Lucky can't find it. It would have gone either way.
Oh,
at this
he gets the
point.
LG.
No, he's not pushing.
Oh, he still has time after the mega health grab. Oh, but yeah, King has the speed and also the ability at the ready. And yeah, Lucky does not have the vision. He has to do the 300 IQ play right now and catch a slash on Molten Falls, who is just slapping the heavy on his chest. Or her chest, actually.
15 seconds. There's still time. The stack is in advantage of King as well as the speed is. Oh, I think Lucky can't catch him. King is in such a nice position when he can drop, he can slide for days on and days out. And Lucky knows it. Lucky is just calling to GG a few seconds out. And there we go. King takes the lead in the series again.
Yeah, GG.
Nice one. That was a bit more back and forth than the other maps went.
True. Let's see what's next on the menu. So we just got Molten Falls. Ah, now we're entering Corrupted Keep.
Yeah, and this is. Let's see if we'll, I can't remember Zenaku's exact prediction, considering mirror matches on Corrupted Keep, but maybe we are gonna get one. Between the two. I mean, there are still some champions that could lead to a mirror match, and yeah, who knows?
I'm just kind of curious if Lucky will pull through with just like having superior LG the whole time, because if you're really focusing on it, especially on a map like CK, it's like quite tough. But I found that King, you know, he feels like a very rocket and rail player. And if he hits like just really nice position-based rockets, it can really flip control quite quickly too. So I think it's actually, you know, here nor there. But King picking Scalebearer in the lobby, which already gets me excited because I know it's going to be super hard to deal with. But Lucky on the DK, so this is going to be good.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I mean, the Flame Strike can serve as a damage tool, as a way to bounce over the Bull Rush as well, with the huge knockback it provides. Maybe we are going to see a ring out at the HMG, light armor as well. There's a lot of things that could happen in this matchup. I mean, even a scale bearer can get a knockout, a ring out here.
Mm.
So
I mean, sometimes Scalebearer can feel like just like such a cheesy pick because it's very hard to deal with. But if Lucky, positions well, use the terrain, uses the map to his advantage, uses, is on high ground position or is on a different ledge to Scalebearer. It's funny how such a small detail and Scalebearer instantly becomes significantly less useful. So is Lucky going to be able to do that? If he gives King the opportunity to get hit with the bull rush, it's hard. It does so much damage and it just displaces you so much as well.
Prepare to
But
fight.
DK, if there was a champion to beat Scale, DK is one of them, I would say. So I think it should be a good game.
2.
all right, Rob and Zenako, I'm leaving this to you. Just in time.
Okay, I'm with Lucky, and wow, restart, same issue. Okay.
King's aimbot is.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Check the NPC.
And maybe it's a VPN issue or something, or I'm much because this then he had 115 ping, but then on the previous map he had about 100. So maybe it is something to do with that. But Mix05 esports ready.
Yeah, it is right. We had professional tournaments, so it's esports ready, but we're still testing it.
Well, hold on. People were saying that it's a bug, but it could be an issue with just his setup. We can't blame the game for everything. We can blame it for most things, but for this, I think we can say.
Yeah, but
it's-
if I lose, it's the game's fault, right? That's the go-to excuse.
It's not. Yeah, it's not because you suck. Absolutely
No.
not. All right, let's try this again. Hopefully better the second time. And I mean, Rob, who do you favor here? Do you think between a scale and
Yeah,
DK?
I still don't understand playing against the skill bar. It's just he gets away with so much shit and
Prepare to fight.
it did so much damage and still it doesn't work. So yeah,
Round begins in
I favor the Sandalman.
1. Fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. It's it's very specific about what to do. Ooh, King coming in with the lag movement. All right. Yeah, we're getting to.
How does it look? Oh, he's already gone.
I was on Lucky's POV, and you just see the X-ray of this Scalebearer just zoom in. Holy.
Oh, okay. So this is what happens when, DJ Weed says, "Oh yeah, we have to keep talking because stuff is happening." Is there something I can do?
Well, I wonder why is that. What's the pattern? Why is this happening anyway?
It's maybe just one of the 3 servers that is buggy.
Yeah.
So now we were lucky to get that one that is buggy 2 times in a row, but I don't think it will happen 3 times in a row.
It's quite impressive. I can't believe, if we can reiterate again, the fact that we can have an Oceanic League and have people from Pakistan play, and how do I say, have such an international community, I think is really impressive. I don't think during Quake Live you wouldn't have had. This wouldn't happen at all. I don't think. If you were to play on 100 ping in Quake Live, it's significantly less enjoyable. Whereas in Quake Champions, see, let's be positive, fellas. Quake Champions perhaps has some beauty in there.
1. Fight.
I'll start off on. Actually, I'll start off on King's POV. Gonna push right into the Mega. And again, 7 seconds in, first frag. Didn't even have to use the ability there either. And yeah, Lucky already no ability in the first 20 seconds.
Did he just... this time he got the favorable spawn and then like, oh, okay, now I'm just gonna play. Ooh, but Lucky with the HMG. Returns the favor and gets the dying frag on the board. Oh, the Sandalman, wow.
Literally doesn't care what you think or do, he will just come in pushing. Lucky already at the start. I like the fact that he used the HMG the way that he did. I mean, he used... How quickly did the Scale Bearer melt when he had the opportunity to hit him? So more situations like that, I think it's going to be able to keep the Scale Bearer at bay, but both players going to take it a bit slower now. And King getting caught at the banana here. Having to use his ability actually to escape, and now this is really good for Lucky. King has no armor to work with and only has the Mega. He should be able to get this one light in just a second. Lucky needs to get the LG. This is going to be a critical weapon against the Scale Bearer on this map.
Oh, the Scale Bearer gets 2 lights and also does the major hand of the damage. Oh, it takes a jump pad, but Lucky is nowhere around. Going for the heavy. Oh, but we'll lose out of it. Look at this. No. Well, it does set King on fire. So he can reduce to the mega health, but oh, is not really aware that there is a King around the corner. And yeah, he dies by a precise rockets from King.
I mean, how quickly did the Scale Bearer just slip in there? I was on Lucky's POV just then, and all of a sudden, he's at the Mega, and then you don't even hear anything, and he's getting LG'd from behind, like, instantly. So just one of the strengths of Scale is when you play it fast, it really is actually hard to kind of know exactly what he's doing. King with the heavy now, and gonna use his ability again. Doesn't manage to hit it, but picks up the Mega.
Oh, it's definitely not his first time that he plays Scale Bearer.
But there we go now. So now we're actually getting some value from the Flame Strike. You know, managed to keep himself alive there. Lucky does, but again, nice by Lucky, just keeping the pressure on with the HMG. Exactly what it needs to do. And I want to see more LG work from Lucky. I want to see more positions where he's just kind of, you know, playing with the scale. Then, again, just like he's doing now, stays in mid, uses the HMG. Nice work. But completely misses the Flame Strike, not going to get any value. And again, King just going to push in, but he's not healthy enough, and Lucky going to pick it up.
Yeah, the Mega Health is a few seconds away, so yeah, Lucky is a bit defensive. He wants to hear what King is gonna do. Now he knows it's safe. They trade items. And yeah, he does not have much LG, but oh, his rockets are connecting, while the nail is doing nothing for King. And Lucky ties it up with a rather clean frag. He has still a lot to work with.
But starting shotgun push off the spawn almost does a little bit of damage, but I thought it would do a little bit more there. And Lucky just gonna wait on the Mega. Okay, game is tied, so it's nothing. We don't have, you know, no player has to panic. They can have enough time to do what they need to. But King's gonna push him with the rockets. It's, you know, hits the perfect first bounce, and Lucky just has no response there.
Yeah, I also think, like, if you're playing against a skill, we have a fight here. Boom. A barbecue party mid-fight, but Lucky is, yeah, call out of that position. Yeah, but what I want to say, I find it really hard to predict the movement of a skill bearer. It's just, how do you hit those rockets with such frantic movement? Oh, and he meets King halfway and dies.
So far, I think we just need to see a little bit better. The thing is, the Flame Strike is really good against scale. Okay, hang on a second. King hits a nice long-range direct. If he just gets better value out of the Flame Strike, you know, one of the strengths of the new edited Flame Strike is that it has this bounce. This pushback is actually very, very strong. It's one of the things that keeps Scalebearer off the ground. It keeps him preventing from using his ability again. Hang on a second, another push from King. Lucky super low, doesn't have to do basically anything. King just gonna push in and get another rocket to kill. Oh, but Lucky with a return of his own, actually.
Yeah, one of those rockets just bopped King on an unfavorable position. He now gets the heavy, but going through the portal gets greeted by 2 rockets.
But yeah, it can start being problematic now because if... Hang on a second, another push by King. Gonna use his ability, actually manages to connect now. And yeah, with a 5 frag difference, the trouble is now is like every frag, especially on a map like Corrupted Keep, you know, you're always going to be trading.
Wow.
Okay, nice Flame Strike. You're always going to be trading damage. And so even though it doesn't seem like a huge score difference, it's actually really hard for Lucky because it's going to be hard for him to get a clean kill and actually keep the momentum. And so yeah, King's in a very strong position now to coming into the next half of this game.
Yeah, he does think... yeah, our Lucky does want to force the issue, but I think the nails just round the corner just scares Lucky away. Gets no damage done. The heavy is actually up, but yeah, Lucky wants to force the issue. Does more damage to himself than onto his opponent with the fire strike.
Stopwatch.
I mean, this is... Well, hang on a second. An awkward battle with the rockets over by the heavy MG area. And Lucky is surely going to die now. Yep, King with a follow-up on the shotgun. I mean, that's one of the strengths of, you know, picking the tanks, especially a champion like Scale, because he just literally gets in there and you just... It's so hard to stop, you know. And that's why you have to play so specifically against Scalebearer. You know, it's a lot to do with keeping the distance, and probably one of the biggest things that we've seen is that, you know, keeping the Scalebearer low. Always, you know, just having the tank not on their Doomsday stack. Oh,
Unlucky.
Unfortunately, dies to the fire there. If he's not, if you always keep the Scalebearer low, he's not going to have this stack where he can just do that. You know, it's going to be much easier to deal with, and that's going to be one of the tells of this game.
Yeah, but yeah, you say that it's so hard to, like, somehow the Scalebearer is, when he's underground, he's almost yeah, invincible. Like, there's almost no pushback from your LG. He just can walk into your face. It's very hard to stop the momentum from a Scalebearer.
You know, if people are interested, you know, one of the tactics that you can do against the Scalebearer that's super annoying. And a second again, Lucky pushing through mid. Not going to end resulting in any frags, but one of the things you can do that really would help at beating Scale is to keep him off the ground. I mean, funnily enough, in a second, another push again by Lucky. Actually going to be able to clean up now. If you actually spam a lot of rockets or use a lot of tri-bolt, you know, what you want to do is not... Scalebearer can only use his ability when his feet are touching the ground. So if you can bounce him up in the air with a rocket or some tri-bolt, that's actually enough to, like, really disrupt. Firstly, it sends him flying, and secondly, yeah, he doesn't use his ability, and you can have the freedom of doing whatever you want because he has such a huge hitbox. You can just basically pump him with whatever. And yeah, keeping him off the ground, that's what you really want to look for, in my opinion.
Interesting.
But King gonna take map 3, and I believe that's GG's. Yeah, King wins this the series, right?
You win.
Yeah, I think so too.
So, well played by King. I was a bit worried there when we saw what happened on Exile. I mean, he really didn't. I'm not sure. I'm curious if we get an interview with him later to ask him what happened there on map 2. But really dominating performance on the last map. Molten looked very close. And yeah, and map 1, I guess he just had really good combos throughout the entire series, and well played for him to be able to deal with Lucky's LG there. I think that was really one of the cornerstones of Lucky's game, to really kind of keep King at bay. But unfortunately, yeah, King just proving to be too strong with his combos, I think, this series.
Yeah, congrats to King. Let's see if we're getting him in.
That was a nice play from King on the last map as well, after having a close one on Molten. That was a bit more dominant than it was before.
Yeah, while we wait for him to appear, let's see what his route was to this
Nice.
final.
Let's see. So King hit the first round by managed to beat Nora, who I believe I do remember him. He was a pretty good. What I remember, he used to play a lot of Quake Live Clan Arena. At least that's where I remember seeing him play, and beating Badzor, and then yeah, playing Lucky in the final. So, and didn't look like he had a pretty. Yeah, it was only one map that was kind of close against Badzor, so I guess he actually, had a pretty crazy way to the finals. And yeah, so is he going to be able to jump on?
Yeah, we
Yeah, I think
just
he's on the way.
Oh, okay, I'm so bad at doing two things at one time.
There we go. Okay, he's in.
yeah. Hymo has to Hymo has to draw him in.
Okay.
Or not? It's cool. Is Heimo not there?
Yeah.
I can't move anyone. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Hello, King. First of all, congratulations for winning this one. 3-0. It was not a 3-0, but how do you feel right now? Can you hear us then? No?
I think maybe not. Hang on. Oh,
Hello, I can hear you.
Hey, yes.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. How about you?
Good, good. So it was a nervous start. Very shaky in the beginning. And Exile, he totally dominated me, even though I felt that Exile was a stronger map for me, but he played really well. So kudos to him. He played really well throughout the tournament. He actually beat me during the league matches. I was undefeated there, the only person to beat me there. So he played really well. So one person has to win, this time it's luckily it was me.
I think this very modest of you, King. I think you played really well there. I think you had really good combos throughout the whole series. Just curious, for map 2, is it more of a case that he played really well, or how do you find your experience on that map? Because it is one of the newer maps in Quake Champions.
I actually enjoy playing Exile. I've been beaten a lot on Exile actually, but I enjoy playing it. And someone actually told me that the Australians don't like playing Exile. That's why I picked it.
Mhm.
But that wasn't the case.
Yeah, Australians like to complain a lot. Sorry. Oh, you go, Lyko.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, how did you feel about the champion picks you got off? Like, particular the mirror matchup, and then the Slash against Visor game you had on Molten. Like, what were your thoughts on picking the champions for these maps, and how did you like how the picks and bans in terms of champions turned out for you?
Yeah, so on the first one, I think it was Deep Embrace. Obviously, Doom is a stronger champ. I feel that he is because he gets around places really quickly. So, but when he picked it as well, I thought, I have a match on my hands now. So I wasn't very sure about that one, but it turned out okay. The rest of it, I think I was pretty comfortable with the champion picks. It's very, it's kind of.
Oh,
Yeah, I think.
hold on, King. Oh. Hold on one sec, King. I think you're lagging out a little bit. We might just wait 1 second.
Yeah.
We'll let you know when you're when we can hear it. We'll let you know. But so far it's still set. Oh, okay, it's back now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yes.
it would be cool if you could just repeat what you were about to say.
I don't know where I left off. Where you guys
Let's
lost
start
me.
from
So-
the beginning. It started lagging
Okay.
rather early.
So on the first one, DE, I was very comfortable with Doom because he gets around the maps really fast. So, but when he picked it as well, I was like, okay, I have a match on my hands now.
Oh, and again. Okay, so we there's something not going all too well.
Maybe if King types out his response, we can just say it, and we can be
Yeah.
like his voice of wisdom.
I think this is going to be the only way it's working because
Hang on, King.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry,
sorry.
dude. Okay, you were talking about DE, and then we lost you there.
Yeah, so DE, I was overall, I was really comfortable with the champion picks. I really didn't know what I was gonna do in Ruins, so I really wanted to end it before it got to that stage.
Mm.
But to be honest, if it went to Ruins, I probably would have lost because I had no idea what I was gonna do there. But overall, the champion picks I was really comfortable with. Once again. Great matchup. RRLUCKY. He had a really fantastic semifinal as well, I hear, and he played really well.
Yeah, I think he played. Both you guys played really good. Yeah, it was really nice to see. You had really nice combos, and Lucky was doing really nice with the positioning there. But you were very strong
was.
towards the end. Do you guys have any other questions for King 2, Lyko or Rob?
No, I just want to congratulate him of his win. And
Thank you.
yeah, it was really great showing.
Yeah, I wanted to thank all the organizers. I thought it was really well organized, and I'm sure everybody keeps repeating that. But to get a tournament of this nature, so many players from around the world, it's really amazing. So kudos to everyone who helped organize this.
Cool, yeah. Thanks.
yeah, I was
everyone.
just about to ask if you want to make any thanks or something like this, but
Oh, shout out to my wife because she had to bear a lot of so-called time wastage that I was doing online, playing games. Yeah, I'm sure everybody goes through that at some point. Shout out to all my friends here in Pakistan who play this game. So Anoop, Bazooka, T Machine, and P, who I practice with a lot. And all the other guys who I play with. So thank you all very much.
Yeah,
cool.
well, thank you for the great show.
Yeah,
And
and the entertaining games, of course. I mean, Then only what's left for us to do is congratulate you again and wish you a great rest of the day.